Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome to another episode of Life of Lomax. I am Gil Lomax, and today we're doing a reaction video. So I know it's been a while since I've done a reaction video, but today I decided to go ahead and do one for y'all today. And today's video is going to be the saddest reveals on paternity court. So been seeing a lot of folks do reactions to a whole bunch of videos, but today I decided to go ahead and do a reaction on this particular video today. So without further ado, let's get it popping and let's start the show.
I was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. At that time, I had a 1-year-old son and a 2-week-old son.
Because you really cared about it.
I did.
Did you ever feel like he felt the same way about you?
Yes and no.
Judge Lauren started by asking her how she feels about her potential father's denial.
It makes me angry and hurt. I was diagnosed with cancer, and recently I've been very I would like my father to be there. I want to know. I'm 25, I've gone this far. I don't want anything from him. You know, if he's not my dad, he's not my dad. But if he is, I'd like him to know, like, I've been through so much.
Apart from denial, he did this too.
My grandmother passed away, his mother, in 98. At the funeral, he told me my tears weren't needed because it wasn't my grandmother. I was 10.
Why was he so sure he wasn't the father?
Even if that was the case, like, you know, what made you think that was okay to say that to your child anyway? Like, that was really not nice at all.
When she was about 6 or 7 years old, I had contacted her mother, which is to the right of her right now, and asked if I could take her out for her birthday and buy her stuff. Quote, unquote, over the phone. You're not seeing her.
Oh, no.
She believes he's denying his daughter because of this.
He denies her because she was a girl. That's why he denied her.
Is that
he
true,
wanted
Mr.
a boy.
No. I
The
have
truth.
an older daughter, I have an older son,
And
and I
you
have a
wanted
younger
a
daughter.
boy.
I don't deny anything.
She revealed more shocking details.
The boy, he left me in the hospital right after I gave birth and did not come back to that hospital.
Today I'll prove it, Your Honor.
She also revealed he has a tattoo of her name on his arms. Why would he do that?
Now, why would you tattoo her name on your arm if you didn't believe she was yours?
Up till 5 years ago, Your Honor. The reason is, Your Honor,
Huh.
why does Samantha have Dixon for her last name if I am true, her biological father, and it's not my last name?
He's been denying her for quite some time.
And he
Right.
denied me when I was 8. He denied me when I was 15. He denied me again when I was 17. I don't want anything from him physically. I don't want his money. I battled cancer for 6 years by myself with nobody there. He's lost his mother to cancer. If you thought I was your daughter, why wouldn't you want to be there?
Here are the circumstances for all his denials.
Sound like a
He
pattern.
was dating a girl who didn't like me. So I called his phone because I've never let go of the memories when I was 5. I've always wanted that dad back because at one time he loved me. One time I was the light of his life at one point. But when I called his phone, he told me not to call him anymore because I wasn't his child. Because his girlfriend didn't like me.
He
Oh,
denied telling her
the
not to
girlfriend.
call her anymore, but admitted to this.
I figured if I couldn't have a dad to love me, maybe a boy would. I lost my virginity and got pregnant with twins. I called Sam when I was pregnant with them twins, and he asked me if they were men. And I told him they were. And you know what? He told
You know, a lot of times you hear, like, you know, yeah, like, you know, I have daddy issues. The daddy issues. I got daddy issues. This chick actually had daddy issues and got two twin boys from it.
me he didn't respect the fact that I was pregnant. But when my twins died January 17th, I called him, and he told me it was meant to happen. He showed up to the funeral because they were dead.
What?
That's the only reason.
She revealed more about her health problems.
I was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. At that time, I had a 1-year-old son and a 2-week-old son. They gave me 3 months to live. I didn't lay down. I fought. I did 2 years of chemo. I went bald. At 19 years old, I had no hair, no support. Now I'm at 22. I had my daughter.
Good for you.
This after.
Sounds like it's a sympathy thing instead of paternity thing, Your Honor.
Wait a minute, Mr. Froyle. Wait a minute.
Bruh, that was out of pocket, man. Like, seriously, they got a special place in hell for you, bruh. You better get it together.
Taking germs.
Explain what she has gone through and say, Your Honor, it sounds more like it's a sympathy thing
Yes, Your
than a
Honor, it is.
paternity
That's
thing.
what it sounds like.
Well, I submit to you today that it is both. And you don't have a level of sympathy for that? I really must say to you that it is disappointing for you to make a statement like that.
Mr. Froyo's daughter was called in to give her testimony.
It is
so true about what Patty said. My mom left him when I was forced to go. I have a brother. We have the same mom and dad. In order for him to take my brother, he had to take. Did he want to take me? No, my mom made him take. And yes, we used to go to Patty's house when my dad was with her. He wasn't always there. We were there with Patty. To me, it was a girl thing. I have 3 boys. He did not want nothing to do with me until I had my first son.
At this point, the judge had to ask.
Mr. Froyle, I've been trying to understand
He
where
want
this
them boys.
huge doubt comes in besides this one instance 5 years ago. That's the only thing you presented to this court where you felt like you had reason to doubt whether or not Ms. Dixon...
When another person tells you, that's not your child, that's mine, what are you to believe?
I need you to make me understand.
When the mother won't let you see the child, Your Honor, and you can't go over there or they'll call the cops, you don't go. Because I ain't never been to jail. I'm not about to go to jail.
It's time for
Excuses,
the
bro.
results.
In the case of Dixon versus Froyle, when it comes to Samantha Ashley Dixon, Mr. Froyle, you are her father.
I'm a man of my word.
You're the father, bro.
Samantha, I apologize to you, and I'm wrong for being the way I was.
Can I have a hug?
I'm sorry, baby.
All right.
Surprisingly,
All right, they hugged it out.
began
They
on
hugged
an
it out.
Internet ad.
I responded to an ad on the internet. He was looking
Still
for
an ass, though.
I went over to his house and we started hanging out and we stayed out for a while and then he started asking me to have sex with him. That's not allowed.
Then this happened.
I invited him over to my house to come hang out with me and he just moved in.
Oh,
Moved in. I got him a job and he just
But she
came
didn't
over
give
and just
me.
stayed.
She invited me over to her house to just hang out for a night. I went over to her house for a night, and I just happened to stay because we just happened to keep having sex.
The judge asked him what sort of relationship they have.
What is this relationship about? You say it's just friends with benefits, and yet you're living under the same roof with her.
Just because you live with somebody, it's not a relationship. That don't even make any sense.
But you're living under the same roof with her. In your mind, you have absolutely no tie or responsibility to her. You're just having random sex.
Here are other reasons he's so sure he's not the father.
Bro, come on, man.
Every 5 minutes, I talk to her, or we break up, she's pregnant. Like, we'll break up, and then all of a sudden, she wants to call me a couple weeks later and tell me she's pregnant.
That's not
true. And it's happened twice.
No.
Every time that it happens, she's trying to trap me into it, so the baby's not mine because of
She's smiling a little bit.
other dudes, and the reason I left because she was texting guys telling them to come over.
That should ruin any chances of them getting back together. But no.
We
There was a period
stopped
of time
talking
where
for
we
a
were
while.
talking, and then he decided that he wanted to talk to me later on and move in with me again. Move in with me for a second time for the sake of the
I
child,
randomly decided
wanting to
that.
be with me.
You did?
No. And if I needed to change, and if it was my child, I would go out there.
He left again.
That he wanted to post on the internet for
Left again.
dating again, using my cell phone, sneaking out of our bed, going and taking pictures of himself in the bathroom to post for other girls to see.
The case would move just argument to feel pity for how sad
Sounds a
and
bit
desperate she
toxic.
was.
Say the defendant owes you $750 for unused airline tickets and unpaid loans. Please explain how you came up with that number.
Okay, after he had left and moved back to Colorado, I told him 2 weeks later that I was pregnant. Once I found out, he told me that he would come back. He never got on the plane. And then I later found out the truth that he just didn't want to get on.
Here's how much it was.
Plus $50 in the change fee.
Yes,
3 change fees.
correct.
$250.
What was he
And you
doing,
say
y'all?
your suit is for $750. Where's the other $500 come from?
The other $500 comes from borrowed money.
There's more.
Here, $60 there.
He call you and
$20
say
here.
what?
Can you send me money? Can you wire me money through Walmart?
No.
Can you send
No.
me money? I need money. I need to eat. I want chocolate. I want juice.
The judge was surprised and had to ask this.
What does he do for a living? Was he doing anything for himself?
Told me
So you just
that
go,
if I were to
surely-
send him money, that he would come see me.
Does that make any sense, though?
If you send him money.
Just think about
So look,
that.
Mr. DeBaca, be quiet.
The answer to this question for Judge Lauren Lake was sad.
Let's have a keep it real moment. Were you feeling that desperate, that alone, that you were just sending this money for an opportunity for him to just come be by your side?
Yes, probably. Because I thought that there was more to our relationship than what he's saying. And I thought that we actually cared about each other. At least that's how I felt about him.
Here's the judge ruling on that.
Hold on. First of all, some real dude needs to come and sweep you off your feet. You're way too pretty to be hanging out with this dude and to be treated that way. And everybody needs to see this video and hopefully she could find the right guy.
Believe is, I believe she was giving you the money and hoping that you would show up to support her. And for that reason, Ms. Rice, I cannot award you the $500 that you say you sent him because I believe it was a gift. As for those plane tickets, you're not going to convince me that some girl working is not going to call an airline and put your name on some tickets and sit there and change the ticket 3 times if she has not been told that you're actually going to show up. That didn't happen. And for that reason, I'm going to award you the $250 for the plane tickets as well as the change fees.
It's time for the results. But
All
since
right.
the baby is unborn, they did a prenatal test for them. The doctor was called in
I hope
to
it's not
explain.
his.
Baird of
Is
DNA
that wrong?
Diagnostics has explained to us how a prenatal test works.
Judge Lake, in the case of Ms. Rice, we did a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. Let me explain what this test is. It's a relatively new test that works with a blood sample from the
Look at this guy, Dr. Michael. What is that? Baird. He sound like the Clear Eyes. Bueller.
mother, not the more invasive procedures that were available in the past. It allows one to determine to a very high certainty whether or not an alleged father is the biological father of the fetus. It allows couples to make a safe decision based on that.
And it allows the couples to...
In the case of Rice versus Tabaka, when it comes to the child that Ms. Rice is currently carrying, Mr. Tabaka, it has been determined that you are the father.
I knew that.
Absolutely can.
I knew that.
I really am.
She was a good girl that did not step out of the relationship. The relationship. Look at him. Look at him. You don't give not two craps.
I was 9 years old, and I was in the living room watching cartoons or playing with toys or something, and my mom told me to come outside. So I said, okay, we just figured we were going outside to play, and when we were walking around the front yard, she said, well, I have some news, and she said that, well, ex-husband is not your dad, and I was like, well, what do you mean? He said he's not your biological dad.
And was he what she'd expected?
He was exactly what she said he'd be. He was very, very arrogant.
I believe the term was...
Yes.
I don't allow foul language in the courtroom, but if the shoe fits.
Mr. Yates said he knew nothing about her until 4 years ago.
Just 4 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Before that, you had absolutely no clue.
No, Your Honor.
About Miss Payne.
I hadn't even thought of Miss Payne in 20 years. It floored me. It literally turned my life upside down. I had to go home and explain to my wife.
Oh.
I just got this summons.
He claimed she didn't tell him she was pregnant. Here's Miss Payne's response to that.
We had a sexual relationship.
A sexual relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you ever
Well,
know
if you didn't
she was pregnant?
No, Your Honor.
He would drive us down to the place where I found out I was pregnant, and he was in there with me when I found out.
Did he believe Miss Payne at the time he was the father? Did you tell him?
Yes.
It's your baby.
Yes.
The judge asked if she ever tracked him down after she gave birth.
I called him one day. He was at work, and it was about between 6 and 9, I guess. And I talked to him for a few minutes, and he told me he'd call later and never heard from him. I spoke to his mom a couple times over the year, so I mean, I tried.
So you feel
Even
like
called
you
the
tried
mama.
to reach out, but you've been ignored.
Has she also tried to reach out to Mr. Yates after that?
I've been trying to get in touch with him since 2014. I was senior in high school. I was about to ship out for the military, so I wanted to at least talk to my dad before I shipped out. So I found his Facebook, or what I assumed was his Facebook, because its date of birth was about the right time.
After reading
I wonder
the
what branch.
messages, he did this.
Yeah.
He accused you of just being able to Google that information.
Yeah.
Do you remember saying that, Mr. Yates?
Not in those words.
But do you remember
did you say then?
feeling that way about this? That,
What you
well,
say
I
then?
remember feeling that since I went and took a test at one time and they didn't, that there
He was very,
must be a reason why
abrupt and rude
they
whenever
wouldn't go through a test.
Here are his other reasons for having doubts.
Miss Payne, we're only together for a few weeks, only had sex a handful
But
of
if you
times.
have-
Well, you know it only takes one.
Right.
You have
I was
other
going to say,
children.
oh, you have sex a
Clearly
few
leads to
times.
children.
And you,
Kind of living proof.
you do admit that it was unprotected? Do you admit that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so
I
that
think sometimes we were protected, but I think not all the time.
And
That doesn't matter, bro.
She is that he wasn't present in her life.
I see it as if there's a possibility that that child is there, you should still be there for all the big moments. Because if not, later in life, you're going to regret it. You're not going to be there for the first steps, they get their first teeth.
There's more.
Yes, Your Honor. I even made a little memory book, or started a memory book for him.
You did?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you brought that with you?
Yes, Your Honor. To give to him when he gets the result.
Oh, only when he gets the result?
Yes, Your Honor.
So he can't see it now?
No, Your Honor.
That's the law. She laid down that law.
It's time for the results.
When it comes to 20-year-old Anna Payne, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Payne, you are her father.
Boom. There you go. Oh, gave him the book. Gave him the book. Well, all right.
You say.
Stop. Well, guys, I don't know. That first case was probably the saddest. Those didn't really feel like sad moments, but I guess. But moral of the story: if you lay down with a lady, you know it's yours or a possibility of being yours. Before you spend a whole bunch of years doubting, just get a test done so that everybody can have peace of mind. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction video. Until next time, folks, you guys be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos with everybody. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.